And another podcast is happening. Podcast ongoing. Ganito. Sorry, guys.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the CommoNurse podcast.
Yes, how are you, everybody? I mean, it's been a while. I feel like,
We had an episode last week.
Yeah, we did. But I feel like we haven't really catch up with them in a way, like in socials actually. We've been MIA in our socials for like a while now. So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Anyway, how are you now?
You know how I'm feeling. It's been quite a roller coaster.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you want to start this one?
Yeah. Okay, so our topic for tonight is very real.
Very real.
It's quite a common experience every time you go to something or you invest yourself to something new. So it's all about anxiety.
Like, what are you anxious about? I feel like
Yeah.
you gave them the gist of it, but then what's been happening with us?
Yeah.
Like, why
So
are we
what
anxious?
basically what causes it
Anxiety.
for
yes,
us
For us.
at the moment? You want to go first?
Yep. Overall, the financial constraints that we're going through, it's like there's a lot of things that happen, guys, over the past couple of weeks, and it is an up and down because we hear good news and then we hear bad news, and then like a lot of things has been happening. I mean, God is always providing us financially, but the thing is, it's like it's not getting there. You know what I mean, guys? It's like I'm talking about adulting stuff. I'm talking about our mortgage. I'm talking about everything that's happening in between. Like, especially now that we're just starting work. So we're not coping.
So how long have you been going without any salary now?
More than a month.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, more than a month. Yeah.
So this will be like my first supposedly pay week that I won't be getting
Enough.
anything basically. So it's just sinking in now. It's like it's causing me panic attacks basically.
Yep.
That bills are not stopping, but yet the income has generally poofed.
Exactly. So what we're saying is that there's nothing coming in, but there's a lot going out. And that's what has been causing anxiety. And I just want to share this, because I'm not sure if it's just us is going through this, but if you guys are going through this, share us your experience. But to be honest,
inflation is real.
Yeah, inflation is real. Like everything has been going up now. But the thing is, it's like that's what caused our anxiety, and we realistically crying for the past couple of nights, and it's not the best feeling in the world, if you know what I mean. I'm just glad that I have Roel to be my literal crying shoulder, because
and vice versa,
yeah, because I have this person that I can talk to, and especially now that we can share it in our podcast, that's actually one thing. But I guess the question is in this episode is that our anxiety healthy, or is our
we'll get there later.
Yeah, we'll get there, right? Okay, so you just drive me, you just guide me where this flow is going.
So when did it start sinking in for you?
Past couple of weeks.
Okay,
I think when
so it hasn't sunk in when you weren't receiving any income.
No, because I was actually saving money, and you know me, I save a lot of money as much as I can, as best I can. So I know that there's nothing coming in, but there's something that I'm keeping on the side that I know that there's nothing. It sunk in when we started doing the agency work, and lo and behold, there's a lot of also a domino effect, domino problems happened that we did not get the shifts that we wanted because it's not in the north side. Yeah, there's a lot of things that's been going on, a lot of issues that happened, and it didn't work out in our favor. And that's where the anxiety happened, because I thought that once we started agency work, it's just gonna keep going. Like the work is gonna be going. I understand how it works. I understand how like you're gonna be assigned to different areas. But the thing is, I did not anticipate that I won't get a stable or proper shifts in the past couple of weeks. Yeah. So I did not anticipate that.
I think for me, it just sunk in last week when I realized that I won't be getting my usual salary anymore.
Yep. And then you saw that your salary is like, what? Just basic? And not even,
It was
not even
basically
enough.
just penalties from my previous leave,
Yep.
remaining leave. So yeah, that really triggered, like, I don't know, unexplainable anxiety where for me it was manifesting in a way where it was making me nauseous at times. I would just, I don't know, shiver for I don't know, whatever reason.
Yep.
Yeah. How does it manifest for you though?
Well, I can't sleep.
Okay.
Usually my anxiety is if I'm excited, if I'm too bothered, if I'm too nervous, I can't sleep. Like my brain just won't shut because I keep on thinking, because I'm a worrier, and you know that. I've been talking about this a lot, and you know this since we're like together. So I'm always worried about things that is especially out of our control, and this is the first time that this is really technically out of my control, because I kept telling you, like, I don't have any penny in my name, because like literally the things that I kept, it's like just going out, because we can't not buy stuff, especially like we've got the boys, we've got some
Their food alone
it costs a lot.
costs us an arm and a leg.
Yep, but don't get us wrong. I mean, that's just life. But
Yeah.
it's just, you can't, these things that are the livelihood itself, the stability of it gives me so much anxiety that I'm not nauseous. I'm crying.
Well, I guess that's the trade-off for us giving up our situation.
Comfort.
Yeah, in Canberra.
Yeah.
It's give and take basically.
Yeah.
But apart from financial stress, as a nurse, what else causes you anxiety?
Like starting a new
Yeah.
work. Yeah, because remember, with I haven't shared this on my socials, and I haven't actually. I am vlogging it, guys. So I'm gonna share it with you soon. But like, I'm now starting in my new job, and it's in the city, so I have to drive about 50 minutes or so back and forth.
right?
More than 50 minutes,
An hour.
plus the traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least.
So at least an hour probably to get
Which
into the
is
workplace.
Not really ideal in comparison to how short your travel was back in ACT.
Exactly.
It was like it should only take you 15 minutes to get to your workplace.
Yep.
And yeah,
That's the max. Yeah.
You're still on time and not early.
Exactly. So I'm so anxious. Sunday night I did not sleep, and I was talking to Ruel about this, that like I slept at around 11, but I kept on waking up, and I thought it was like already 4, because that's where my alarm starts. But it's only like 1:30. I wake up again at 2:30 and 3:30 and 4:30. So it's just like my brain won't shut down, because I'm like overly anxious of what's gonna happen. Like, if I'm gonna get there safely, am I gonna survive the drive? And this is, mind you guys, this is the second day, so that means I survived it. But then, yeah, this is a different feeling from what we experienced from our previous orientation.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I guess in relation to being in a new workplace, the fact that they don't offer you a buddy shift, like a supernumerary shift, where you get to incorporate yourself, or you get to see the usual workflow of how they do things in that hospital.
Yep.
It's I don't know, doing my head in.
Yeah.
I was like, so what did I expect of me? Do they just assume that I know everything right away, especially coming from interstate and from a non-inpatient setting?
Yep.
Like, at least one, so at least I can get familiarize myself with the routine of what to do at this particular time of the shift.
Yep.
How to do follow-ups, how to do meds. Well, I know how to do meds, but it's just where to find them. And
exactly. And that's what you're saying. Like, actually, just the insemination to the work environment here, technically, that's what you wanted. Just one day of it. And so we won't be like, because, you know, it's not like Queensland Health and then we just move to another Queensland Health, another hospital. But it's technically another work environment that is totally new to us, and a totally like we're alienated out of it. But it's just like they don't offer it, so we're both
probably like, just in that hospital though.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but like again, that's what I'm saying. It's just different, and that's why my orientation now with my other workplace feels a lot better, and I feel a bit calmer about it because I am slowly getting into how
you're slowly getting integrated the system.
Yep. And it's like some support that you can see, like technically they ask you like how you want to do things, blah, blah, blah. Like the people are getting to know you. Yeah. And I guess that's the thing with being casual, because you're put in a situation where you can be deployed to different areas. And
how is that different though to a full-time staff member who just recently started?
Exactly.
Yeah. Like as a casual, shouldn't you like, isn't there should be a much leeway with the learning curve, since you get deployed like in random areas in comparison to a full-time staff member in a particular area. You're just there. You have all the time in the world to incorporate yourself to that specific area.
I honestly agree with you. And this is, I think, something that we can suggest on to them, because it's not like once you get into the area, you'd be, oh, okay, I know where everything is.
Yeah, so basically they passed it on to the unit manager to
organize. Organize and orientate you.
Right there and then.
Yep. And it's like, the thing is with us, we don't want to be a burden to the people that we work with, because we don't want to be looking stupid, but because we're
that's
not.
The main thing, especially knowing me.
Yeah.
Like if there's one thing that I would hate is me looking stupid in the workplace.
Exactly.
Because like, I'm not stupid. You just have to actually orient me on how.
You don't have to hold my hand.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't have to hold my hand. It's just that showing me the ropes.
Yeah.
That's the only
least once.
thing. At least once, and then I'll be alright.
Yeah.
Like for me, I was about to take a night shift, and I was talking to Sorel because, again, this is like building up of anxiety because of our financial stresses. But then I was like, okay, I'm ready to put myself out there. But then I stepped back because I'm scared. I'm scared for my license. I'm scared for the lives that I'm going to look after, because I don't know anything.
Yeah.
Like,
I wonder why they moved away from that system, because remember we spoke to like a number of nurses who used to work there. They were saying, oh, there used to be like at least 3 days worth of body shift when you do casual, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, okay, that they don't offer that now.
And the thing is, one thing that also for me, it's a bit of a disappointment, is that they did not offer or pre-book you to shifts like ahead. Like even though you give them your availabilities like
for a month. So
that's like weeks far from your present roster. They just don't pre-book you because they said that they couldn't predict what
the shortfalls.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, those kind of things gives me anxiety because I want to have that mindset that I'm ready for work.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't just call me because
like I'm 3 hours before a shift.
I'm not picky, but this is, again, this boils down to, this could cause burnout, and this could cause like accidents waiting to happen because you're rushing to go to shifts. But what if we live far from here? We live about an hour from the workplace. Will that bother you? Will we get paid from there?
Technically, your position is standby on call all the time.
Yeah,
The
and I
moment you
don't
said
want that.
you've given your availability for that day, even though
Yep.
it's weeks ahead, you can't plan to do anything else or pick up work elsewhere because they're expecting you to be ready.
Yep. But I have a question for you though. Like, don't you think we also were disappointed in ourselves that we were raised the bar high? We had high hopes regarding our qualifications, the skills that we've gained over the years and the expertise that we have. And you would thought, hey, they would offer me full time or they would offer me part time, something that's of security, like especially with the roster, with the schedule. But then they don't because they put you in a casual position and then that's about it. You just have to start and then they'll see how you go and then they probably offer you.
No, not really. I'm more disappointed that we enjoyed like our first month in here so much that we've neglected the part where we had to look for other job opportunities apart from the casual position that we got. Because you have to factor in that they don't have the control as to when to advertise those positions because it involves funding approvals and whatnot, politics basically. So yeah, it has to be perfect timing. So it was up to us really to look an opportunity elsewhere, which we didn't because we enjoyed. Well,
and
to an extent, we were actually busy setting up the house. Really,
that's true. And like they can't hold that against us. But the thing is, we also at one point we were, for me at least, I was comfortable that I already secured the casual position because even though I haven't accepted the offer still stands, right? So I thought, oh, okay, as soon as I get my orientation, I can get the ground running, and then this is gonna be like a continuous thing.
like we're talking about this, guys, not to bash the actual workplace. It's just that we're hoping that it could get improved in the future.
For future nurses.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I feel like it's not only us that's going through this. If you can relate, guys, please comment down below and let us know because I feel like my anxiety is just heightened because of this effect. But if they say for example, if you're in a position where you're the educator or the manager, how would you make the transition of your new staff into how can you integrate your new staff into the work environment as smoothly as you can? Like, how would you do that? For me, just by like showing the ropes, giving them at least a day to have a look around. And to be honest, we did not even have a tour of the hospital, which I believe would really benefit us, especially coming from interstate. But look,
they gave us a map though.
They gave us a map. But look, you don't have all day to find that, and you don't go to your workplace and just look around because you would seem to be like
last thing I would want
like a psycho. Like, what are you doing?
Turning up for a shift is be like running around like a headless chicken or something.
Exactly, and I don't want to do that. And like, again, this boils down to our anxiety levels being,
So moving on,
super stressed.
how do you deal with it? We briefly discussed about it, but how do you deal with it?
Look, again, I think these emotions that we have, the anxiety, the uncertainties, I prayed, and you remember this, I was crying and we were crying and we were both praying, and then I'm like emotional now because it's still there. Like, I'm still anxious. I'm still, I don't have the stability. It's hard to move around because there's a lot weighing on the things that for us to secure a proper job, this would just hit the ground running and we can do other stuff. Like, you know what I mean? Like secure transport and all that sorts. So it's so hard. The way that I dealt with it was praying. I talked to you, and I cried it out because I feel like I just have to let it out. Because if I keep on holding back my feelings, it will just build up, and to the point that I'm probably gonna be, probably explode or probably Like, like I would isolate myself and I would be depressed. And that's not the way that I want to handle things. And again, like this goes back to the question that I want to ask you. Is it healthy? For me, I think it's part of life. It's not healthy
Definitely.
but I feel like we just have to go through it and believe that this too shall pass.
Yeah. Toughen it out.
Yeah, it is. I think I don't remember the exact verse, but this is in the Bible that this too shall pass. Like God has a time for everything. Again, the house, everything that we've waited on, it has timing. But this feeling that we're feeling right now, I think God actually gave us this challenge just because He knows that we will go through this and actually, hopefully succeed from it. Like we will be okay out of it. Like, how did you deal?
I cried, obviously. And then even though I didn't have much left in my bank account, I still put in a bet for tonight's lottery and Thursdays. And then I ended up applying for 4 different jobs, hoping for the best.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like a lot of frustrations and a lot of things that you can do. But then again, guys, we're just so lucky that we have each other. So we kept reassuring ourselves, and I keep reassuring Ruel that let's just look at the bright side of things. We have the boys, we have a house, we have a roof over our heads, we have friends and family that's actually helping us financially. You know who you are. I don't want to name names, but so I feel like we're still blessed compared to a lot of people.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess it's so hard to actually discuss these things because I feel like a lot of people are actually kind of sensitive about it, and it's like their anxiety as well. Some people I've seen that if they're like, I haven't seen it actually, but I hear their stories that if they're anxious, they shake a lot.
Yeah.
They pace a lot.
That's me.
Do you?
I pace a lot. My stomach starts to
And you're nauseous. I know that you're nauseous, and
then
sometimes you
I
get
would
headache.
end up having diarrhea.
Yeah, or you're having headache or your migraine. So it's, again, for us, it's not as healthy, but it's part of life. I guess it's in a healthy sense. You just have to go through it so you know how to handle it. Like,
Handle it better next time.
yes. So you're learning. It is a learning curve still for us, and it's actually like a challenge. Like I think this is the worst spot that we're at, right?
No, not really.
Really? We haven't been in a worse spot. This is because I feel like this is like really out of our control.
Well, it's still partly of our fault, and we can still do something about it. Though.
Yep.
We're not financially we're helpless, but there's always that option to just suck it up and turn up for work, even though it's dangerous and you look stupid. But yeah.
But the thing is, like,
who knows? After this episode, we'll probably have the courage to do it.
Yeah, true. Probably. I mean, I would give it a try because I usually, this is what my reminder is to Ruel. Let's not put ourselves in a situation that we can implicate ourselves. So always do the right thing, especially in nursing. It's a lot of responsibility. There's a lot of lives at stake. And you can't just go turn up just because you're a number and you're just filling up the shift. You have to actually do your job and look after these people who actually depend their lives on you, just to make sure they're safe, make sure they're well looked after, make sure they get their medications on time. Those kind of things, like they bear a lot of weight, and it's kind of like in your shoulders. So you have to step up and you have to actually deliver. Does that make sense? Yeah. So again, guys, this conversation, it's, I think, a really endless battle, but to be honest, I think we're we're doing okay. At least we're doing something. Like, diba? Like, I told you this. It's a Filipino humor. Like, may pinagdadaanan tayo. Pero pagdaanan lang natin, huwag nating tambayan. Right? Okay. Diba? Wag mo lang tambayan. Like, just don't sit in the corner and then just cry it out. Do something about it. In every problem, there's always a solution. I've heard this is Chinkitan. So, shout out Chinkitan.
Shout out Nike. Just do it.
Just do it. So, before we end though, if you want to pause that.
No. Keep going.
Like, do you want to add to it? Like, what are your suggestions, recommendations for people who's also like maybe in our situation?
Just go through it. Find someone to, I don't know, share that roller coaster ride with you. Because if you're just gonna be by yourself, it's gonna be a tough journey. So
it's never a good journey alone.
Yeah.
And know that you're not
like it doesn't
alone.
have to be your husband, your wife.
Yep.
It can just be a friend.
Yeah. And we're quite lucky that we have friends who
Very
actually,
good friends.
Yeah, that actually listens to us and like they understand where we're coming from and they're just willing to help.
To guide us.
Yeah, and willing to help us and guide us like through it all. And you know, like there's no judgment like, hey, you're poor, get out of here. But it's always that kind of situation that I think people just has different levels of anxiety and different levels of problems. But at the end of the day, it's up to you, right? How you handle your stuff independently and as a collective, like as a family, like how we did it. Like the boys were even comforting us, guys, and it was really a good feeling because both of us were crying, and the fact that they're there, they're just present. I'm like, I'm happy, but then again, you know, you just have
They're
to.
They're making their presence felt by sleeping on your lap, or Hiro was just looking at us.
Yeah, Hiro,
trying to figure out what's going on.
As always, I feel like Hiro really is like this. He is a human dog. Yeah, like there's an emotion. Anyway, so apologies, guys. We're about to end it, and then it just continued. Anyway, what?
Nothing. That's the end of it. Again, guys, thank you so much for listening.
I hope you like this
if
episode.
you have a similar, of course, experience,
share it with us.
Yeah, please share it with us. Tell us how you managed to go through it. Once again, I'm Ruel.
And I'm Sheila.
And this is the
CommoNurse Podcast.
Till the next one.
Bye. We're still CommoNurse.